Certainly no one runs for county council for the money, although it does help offset some of the costs of serving. As a small business owner, when I do have to take time off, I do pay staff to compensate for my time. And people often ask me, how many hours a week do you serve on the council? And it's really hard to quantify that because I can't think of a time when what's going on in Talbot County isn't on my mind. So it's really tough to quantify that. But to give you the numbers on what it means for the Talbot County budget, it is an increase of $2,100 a year, which is $10,500 over and above what the current council is making as a whole for the five in the group. But the increase, again, it's up to you guys. I was one of the four who passed it through when we voted for it. I don't think that what we were voting for was that we thought we should get an increase, but we thought that it belonged in your hands to decide what to do with it. Thank you.
I've been thinking about the question a very good bit. It's been a lot of, it's been in the paper and stuff like that. I sort of resort back to some of my experience with sort of the fire department. I sort of joined the fire department in 1984 and been a volunteer for 30 years. Got out for 3 years, come back in. My thoughts are more old school. I really feel that I think it's up to you guys. If you feel like we need an increase, that's fine. If we don't, I really are not taking this job on to get paid. Okay, I'm taking the job on to serve you, serve the community, and try to make this a great county and bring a lot of things back that I feel some things we're losing a few things, going in a little bit wrong directions in some avenues, and there are some good avenues we're going in. So my feeling is I'd rather not have an increase. If you guys feel that you want to increase the salaries, that's fine, but I'm not really for it. I'm here to do a job for you, and I'm not really here to be concerned about me being paid. So I'm here to sort of volunteer my time, and if I get paid for it, that's that much better. Yes, I get a little bit of time and money for my time, but I'm really not looking at it like that. I'm just looking to serve you guys and do a good job for you.
Well, it's a valid question, and it's in your hands to make that decision whether or not you feel that your representatives are worthy of a pay increase. I believe the last time it was increased was in 1994, I believe. So you can see there's been some time since this question has been put back before you all. If you look at your surrounding counties, I believe Callahan County is a bit higher, so is Dorchester County, so is Baltimore County. And I'm sure they do just as well of a job as we do here in Talbot County. I always believe the old adage that, fair day pay for fair day work. I believe this council has worked very diligently for you on a number of very intriguing issues that we had to deal with. I think the hospital was a very complex issue. The mistletoe tree removal was a very complex issue. That these problems that we're dealing with now as a representative are not things that you can take care of in an afternoon. They require much research, they require much time, and we are committed to that. As Ms. Price said, you don't go into his office to get rich. This is not a question of feathering one's nest. But the amount of time that the council now has to invest in doing the research to be prepared to make those decisions are becoming a bit more broad than they once were. So it is a question, it's a valid question. I think it's a fair question. I think it's one that you should give good consideration to, and you need to look at the work that the council is being asked to do, not just today, but councils going into the future. Not just the council today, but the council going into the future. So it is a question that I hope you will give consideration to.
You will find if you check the record that I was the only council member when this issue came up to vote against it. I did not get into politics for the money. The little bit of money we do get for serving on the council is nice, I have to admit, but I didn't see that it needed to be any more. We also get health insurance, and we get some other small benefits, tiny little retirement package if you serve for a certain number of years, that kind of thing. But my point in this issue was that I didn't expect any more when I signed up to run for office, and I still don't. I do this because I think it's an important thing to do for the community, and that's why I was the only council member who went on the record to say I was not for this going on the ballot.
when I served on the council earlier, this issue did come up, pay increase for members of county council. It was put to the voters. When I started in 1998, I think it was around $9,000 or something like that. And then it bumped it up to 14 in, I think, 2002. I'm thinking that's correct. Where I am in this is, I feel very strongly that members of the county council ought to be meeting every week of the month. Once a week. They're down to only 2 meetings a month, except a formal public meeting. That doesn't mean they're not meeting with constituents or a workshop here and there. And Corey talks about the complexity of the issues that they're dealing with. And my God, it is complex, from wastewater treatment to public schools to public safety to zoning. I mean, it's a myriad of issues. And I don't think meeting 2 afternoons a month is enough time. I'm seeing Herb Andrew here in the audience, and he and Nancy Clem and Clint Bradley for years met every week. And I think it's important for our public officials to be doing that. And if the public session is only for a short period of time, then meet with your staff the rest of the time. Meet with the various department heads. Find out and understand what is going on with your organization. We've heard a lot of public complaints lately about the state of affairs in planning and zoning and the permits and inspections and how there are long delays. I think it's important to understand why that's happening. What management decision are you going to make to improve that situation? On the pay increase, I don't have strong feelings one way or the other, but I do have strong feelings the county council ought to be meeting at least weekly.
My position is that this council does an awful lot of work for you. And clearly, not one of us up here is doing it for the pay, whether it's the existing pay or whether it is an increase in pay. We're all doing it because we care about this county and we want to see this county do and become what we believe it should be. So really, it's up to the citizens. I think for the time and effort that is put in, for the expertise that's required, I don't think it's unreasonable to give a 2% increase. One hasn't been given in years. But again, that's just sort of, it's minimal compensation for the amount of effort that every council member puts into their job working for the county. I think there's a lot that they do. They study projects, not just in their bi-weekly meetings, but an awful lot of time reading background material and studying reports. And in order to meet and be able to come to the table with the information you need to make informed decisions, it's not just the hours they're sitting there. It's all that work they're doing in the background. And so I would kind of have to say I support it because I think it's a minimal increase for the amount of work that's expected of everybody.
I have gotten into the race late, and I am just trying to get my head around what has to be done to run this candidacy. And certainly I cannot talk intelligently about all of the work that council people have to do on a daily, monthly, weekly basis because I'm not a part of that move. But I would think that there is a lot of research that has to be done, a lot of time has to be put in before you make decisions. And I've had that kind of experience working with Baltimore City, planning and zoning, and public works as a surveyor. So I can understand that there would be some time that you have to put into it, analyze those things. But I didn't get into the race with any concern about pay. I just got excited about doing it when I was asked. And I'm really just want to do something to give more back to the community, to be a part of whatever problems we have, to find the solutions for them. And if you want to give us more money, fine. If you don't, I still want to do the job.